Hey everybody, it's Dana. Welcome back. Today I'm playing Dress Up. I have fallen in love with the April 2017 Hero Arts card kit, and this little dress right here has just swayed me. I'm absolutely in love with it. So we're going to kind of make our own couture dresses today. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first way I'm going to show you how to make a really easy dress is to just go ahead and grab some pattern paper. It's super easy to do. The only thing I'm going to tell you is when you're using the pattern paper, make sure that the scale of the paper is going to fit neatly inside the dress. You don't want to have a scale that's so big that you don't really see the design within the little dress. Obviously, this dress is small, so you want to make sure that the print fits neatly inside the dress. So this has a really tiny little polka dots. So as you can see there, it fits neatly inside the cute little dress. So that's one way, super, super easy to make a bunch of dresses. And you know we have Mother's Days coming up. This is a quick way to make your Mother's Day cards. You can stamp out a whole bunch of dresses and voila, your cards are done. Now the second way I'm going to show you how to do it is kind of like the normal way. You would just go ahead and stamp these down, color them up, and use your stamp as you normally would. But I'm going to show you two ways to do this. So the first time I stamped this, I used VersaFine black ink. Now I'm going to stamp this again on the same piece of paper. This is watercolor paper. I'm not going to bother to get another piece of paper. This black ink right here is archival ink because I'm going to watercolor this little piece right here. So I'm going to stamp that down. Now the pad I happen to be using is a little bit dry, so I want to make sure I get a good crisp image out of this. So I'm going to go ahead and double stamp this. Now this card kit has a slew of other images in here. You have another skirt, you have some pants, which I've stamped out the pants and put a little design on the pants as well. I just think it has such a gorgeous retro feel to this kit. And I've absolutely fallen in love with it. All right, so now everything is stamped out. We're gonna go ahead and get to coloring. All right, so for the first dress right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and do some normal watercoloring. This palette right here is the Prima Confections, and I believe this one is the classic watercolor palette. And I'm just going to do some normal watercoloring with this here. This is the hot pink color because of course I want my dress to be very striking and bold in color. So I'm also using a aqua pen. And the aqua pen watercolor brush, rather I shouldn't say pen, watercolor brush, already has the water inside the barrel. So I don't have to have a cup of water or anything off to the side. The water's already in the barrel. So this is really simple, an easy way to color in the dress. Now you can also use Copic markers or color pencils. I'm not doing anything fancy here, just putting down a really quick wash of color here. And I'm just making sure to get as much as and evenly as possible a really pretty wash. I really like watercoloring because it is very forgiving. So like if you put down too much color, you can kind of sop it up with your paper towel. If you let it dry back, you can get some great detail by adding, more layers and having it buildable. But I'm just going to go ahead and put that down. And I just really love this color. And it'd be very pretty for a Mother's Day card. All right, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this around, and then I'm going to add a design with some markers. So I have these Stabilo markers here, and I'm going to use these two markers here to make a quick design. All right, so let me go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm just going to grab the pink marker, and I'm going to do little tiny rosettes. So I'm just doing like little half moon shapes just to make a cute little, my own design, I should say, into this dress. Now this would be super cute to do polka dots or stars or really anything you want. And this is where I say, like, quote, the couture part comes in, because you're actually designing your own dress. This was super easy to do, and actually it was really relaxing to do as well. So I'm just going to make my little rosettes, and then I'm going to use my green marker and make my little leaves. Now, if you're too afraid to make your own design, go ahead and look for those little stamp sets that you have that have little tiny stamps in them. You might have one that already has a little rosette in it or a tiny little flower. You can go ahead and make your own design and stamp those as well into your little dress. Now I'm going to do a slight bit of variations in the size of my little rosettes here, because to me that's how it would probably be in a pattern I would see in a store. Like in the folds of the dress, they might appear to be a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to have fun with this. Now, I'm not an artist, as you can definitely tell by me coloring here. I am totally not an artist, but I just felt it would be something fun to do, and a little bit of my own expression in this creative little process of mine. So I just went ahead and put in a little bit more of the little florets there. And they're just super cute to do. I can do these like in a million different colors. And like I said, I am like so over the top with this stamp set. And I don't know what it is about this little dress, but I absolutely love it. So as you can see, it comes together really, really quickly. And like I said, you can do this in so many ways. So I thought I would just do the design on the bottom part of the dress and not like overwhelm it, the whole thing. So I think the top part of it, I'm not going to put the roses on, but I didn't want to leave it just white. So I'm just going to go back in with the hot pink marker, and I'm just going to color the top of it hot pink, because obviously I'm in like this totally hot pink mood right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and color that in. And then there we have it. Now I'm going to spin that around, and I just want to add a little bit of shading on this one here. And I'm just going to go back in with that same marker that I was using. Yes, I'm like totally mixing my mediums. Oh my God, don't kill me. But I'm just going to go ahead and color this in. So the reason I picked the green, the reason I actually chose to do flowers on here, is that I can have some of that green that's going to be pulling in from my other print that I have on my other dress. So now I'm going to have like a regular just wash on a dress, and then I'm going to have one that has a full design, and then I'll have a dress that just has just the design on the bottom. So a really nice way to add some really great mix of print and stuff on one card. All right, so now I'm just going to add in a little bit of shading on this one here. I'm just using the same exact markers. I'm just going to add just a tad bit of shading. And that's another way that you can dress up your cards as well, is just add shading right on top of your designer paper. It just gives a little bit more depth to it. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to bring this one back in because I forgot to do a little bit of shading right there on the waistline. All right, and that is good. So all of our dresses are done. Now they're ready to go on a card. So I'm going to bring back in my Misty, and I'm going to lay out my dresses. I think I'm going to have my green one right in the middle so it breaks up all of that pink. And then I'm just going to go ahead and grab out one of my sentiments. And this one says, "You're a classic beauty," which I think is so appropriate for these gorgeous dresses we just created here. So I'm going to pop that right down there on the corner. So now since I know where my dresses are going to be, I'm going to line up my sentiment, and that looks pretty good. And then I can go ahead and take my dresses out of the way, and I can go ahead and stamp on my sentiment. Now I'm going to go ahead and stick with the hot pink theme, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment in this doll pink ink from Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to tap that on there, and I'm going to go ahead and bring over my lid. Now I'm going to tap that ink on there one more time just so I can get a really good impression. You guys know I usually stamp most of my sentiments in black, but you know, I'm on a pink roll today, so All right, so that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and move my Misty out the way. And we just need to do a few more touches to this card and we'll have it done. All right, so I'm going to put my dresses back in order. Now, two of the dresses I just want to have flat onto the card. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down both of my dresses that are going to be on the outside. I'm just going to go ahead and glue directly down to my card. And as you can see, this card is very, very clean and simple. Now, for my dress in the middle, I want to be able to have that dress shaking. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on an action wobble. In this way, I know that my mother-in-law, who this dress is going to go to, I think she's going to love this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this bad boy up on an action wobble. So I'm going to go ahead and peel that part off and then place that down. And then my cute little dress just shakes. I think it's so cute. I'm going to add just a few sequins to this, not many because I don't want it to overpower my card. And obviously my hands are like sticky or something, have a lot of static going on. So I'm going to grab my Ranger medium matte and I'm just going to grab two of my sequins, one pink, and then I'm going to also grab a teal one. So that's going to bring in a little bit more of that teal color. And the card is done. Isn't it so pretty? Oh, I love, love, love how this card came out. Now, after I was finished with the video, I decided to add some string to the top of my card. And now my card is totally complete. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.